As they approached Jerusalem and came to Bethphage and Bethany at the Mount of Olives, Jesus sent two of his disciples, saying to them, "Go to the village ahead of you, and just as you enter it, you'll find a donkey colt tied there, which no one has ever ridden. Untie it and bring it here. If anyone asks you, 'Why are you doing this?' say, 'The Lord needs it, and it will be sent back here shortly.'" They went and found a donkey colt outside in the street, tied at a doorway. As they untied it, some people standing there asked, "What are you doing, untying that colt?" They answered as Jesus had told them, and the people let them go. And when they brought the colt to Jesus and threw their cloaks over it, he sat on it. Many people spread their cloaks on the road, while others spread branches they had cut in the fields. Those who went ahead of them and those that followed shouted, "Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Blessed is the coming kingdom of our father David. Hosanna in the highest heaven." Jesus entered Jerusalem and went into the temple courts, and he looked around at everything. But since it was already late, he went out to Bethany with the 12. And as we read Mark 11, 1 through 11, and we see the triumphal entry of Jesus into Jerusalem, it starts us on this journey of Holy Week. As we know, we've lived this story throughout our years, and we know what's coming to happen on Friday, and then ultimately next Sunday, on the Resurrection Sunday. But this week, I want us to think about a couple of things in this passage. One is in the way that Jesus came into the city on a young donkey colt. I mean, he could have come riding in a white, huge stallion, right? But he didn't choose that. He chose a different approach, a more humble approach. He came in as a humble servant, not as a tyrant there to overthrow Rome, but as a servant to all, to serve us. And so as I think about that, and I think about him saying, there's a donkey that I need, I think about us, and I think about the people in our life in the midst of the craziness that we're in right now, and who are the people that we need to be serving right now? Who are the people that need us to step in and begin to serve them this week? And so this week, as we enter into Holy Week, and today as we celebrate Palm Sunday, we celebrate the King. The King that death could not defeat. A King that gives us hope in all circumstances. A King that reigns victoriously still today. But right now, in the midst of craziness, there's people that need to be reminded of this King. A King that didn't come for power, but a King that came with power to serve and love. And so this week I ask you, who is it that you need to serve? Who is it that you need to check on and to love and to remind that we have a King who's all powerful? We have a King that is all loving. We have a King that chose to humble himself for us. So I pray this week, as we enter into this Holy Week of remembering what Christ has done for us, may we remember what we can do for those around us.